welcome to another episode of Mojave River Valley News. We're out here in Apple Valley at the Apple Valley Chamber of Commerce, which is part of the High Desert, the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce. And they graciously allowed us to use their facility this year. We're going ahead and we're going to interview many candidates across the entire Mojave River Valley. Some are in here that we've done our best to try to get a hold of everybody we can. Fortunately, you might not find your favorite candidate there just because of logistics or whatever it might be, but we did our best to go ahead and put as many interviews as we can together. So you know what? Stay tuned. We'll be right back with you because we got a lot of great interviews to throw at you. Hey, I have something a little bit different for you today. I have Scott Nassif. He's the mayor for Apple Valley. And he's going to be wanting to talk to you or talk to us a little bit about and share with us the ideas about what Measure P is all about and what it does for the community. Hey, stay tuned. We'll be right back with you. Again, I'm back. This is Eric Swanson. I'm here with Scott Nassif. Scott, you're the mayor for, and not as, you're actually the elected mayor for Apple Valley.
Yes,
which is
interesting how that worked out, but yeah.
Not very many communities that do it that way. It's just you guys in Atlanta right now, and Barstow does it that way.
Well, a lot of cities have had to do that since they've had to go to districting,
right.
And we want to keep our community engaged. So the mayor represents all the town, and then we have 4 districts. So, and we run every 2 years. So you can vote for the mayor every 2 years in Apple Valley, and your council member for your district every 4 years. So
but that's
a little bit different. That's not why we're here.
That's not why we're here. Yeah. So what we wanted to do is to talk a little bit about Measure
P.
Thank you. I'm sure I had the letter right.
Measure P.
And because this is going to be in front of everyone this November 5th. So I want to take a few moments. Could you tell the folks out there about why, or a little bit about it so that they understand exactly what this is? Because when you get the measures, people are going, oh my gosh, I don't know what this is. Who's doing this?
Well, this is a tax measure. It's a sales tax measure. It's a 1% or 1 cent or 1 penny, however you want to interpret it, on any sales that you make. And it's just sales tax items like gas and restaurants and those kind of purchases that you'll get an extra 1 cent. It's very similar to what Victorville passed 4 years ago. So instead of 7 3/4% on your sales tax, it goes up to 8 3/4. 100% of that fund will come back to Apple Valley on it's called a general tax. There's different ways to do that. There's property tax. There's a lot of different ways to look at these things. Your town council looked at all the options out there because we have some revenue issues. We have revenues that are exceeding our expenses. I mean, our expenses are exceeding our revenues currently, which isn't uncommon for any cities. We looked at this tax because this is what most municipalities do. People that come into your community pay that. You can choose to shop here or shop somewhere else if you don't want to pay that tax. But if you go to Victorville, you're paying that tax already. I know a lot of other communities, Barstow and a lot of cities down the hill, and it's a pretty common way to do it. We chose not to go with a property tax and go with this way. It's a little bit clearer, a little bit more transparent for the folks in the community and know what they're doing.
So when this passes,
yes,
what is it actually going to do for the community? Because I think that's a big, huge thing that folks want to know about.
This brings 100%. We already get 1% of the sales that you're coming in, but I want to make sure it's clear that, the sales tax aren't increasing like they were in sometimes. I mean, a lot of people are buying online. All those sales tax go to the community that ships you the product, not to the community that was bought in the product. We're a bedroom community. We don't have freeway access. We don't have car dealerships. We don't have a Costco. We don't have the mall. So we don't have those things. So our revenues just in the sales tax arena just don't increase. This 1% would give us an extra $9 million to be put into largely public safety. 54% of our current general fund goes to law enforcement and our contract with the Sheriff's Department. So that's really important. That's something we really want to focus on. I talked to our sheriff about what we could do with that extra, and it'll be actually 8 to 9 deputies that will be added to our system, plus the support, plus the cars, and we can add traffic control and be more proactive in this community on crime prevention rather than just running from crime to crime like we are right now. That's probably, like I said, that's over 54% of that fund will go to that. The rest of it goes to, safety in our parks, making sure our children are safe at the schools, making sure our children are safe at the parks, making sure we can continue the services that we've been known to provide for many years. Our concerts in the park, our freedom festivals, all those things to keep your community growing and people want to move into, not want to have to move into, that they want to live in Apple Valley and maintain that better quality of life.
So let's talk about who's behind this? Who are the folks that are supporting this?
The sheriff's department they need the tools to do their job as one big group. Our Sheriff Dicus has endorsed this, and he's on the argument in favor of this. When you get your ballot, you see myself is on there, your town council, a large section of the business community, many business owners. We have school officials that have all been behind it. It's a community grassroots effort, understanding where we need to go and to maintain our level of quality of life in Apple Valley. And it's just a fact the way things are right now. We've always been kind of the lower revenue city, and we've done more for less, but at some point we're catching up, and it's going to be a tremendous impact to the community if it doesn't pass.
And I'd coming back just to make a comment quick about Shan Dicus. Being the sheriff, a lot of people think, well, that's somebody. No, he's one of our neighbors up here.
He lives up here. So it affects him.
He recognizes the effect of everything here.
Right.
So, and I don't want to get into the negatives, but we need to talk about what happens if we can't get this to pass for your community. What happens if it doesn't pass?
We actually looked at this. We had brought it up, if any of you have been around for 4 years, in 2020 when Victorville brought theirs up, and it failed. And we were looking at, and we actually appointed a committee to look at this. And there's a lot of we want to try to maintain what we have, and that's going to be difficult. Right now we have 42 sworn officers. We just added 3, and a lot of that came with the federal COVID money that came in as allowing us to keep our services the way we are, but that comes to an end shortly. So then we have to look at the fun stuff. Everything would be on the table. That's just, we have to go back to our core services, which is public safety, law enforcement, and roads. Right. And so the things that folks enjoy and get to do on the weekends and that would be on the table, and so that's tough. Those are tough decisions that we'll have to look at.
So I want to just take a few moments, if you could. I'm going to let you go ahead and talk to the folks directly on this issue and tell them what you, give me a spill. Well,
anybody who's lived in Apple Valley knows the quality of life and the expectation here. And I always say I want to keep Apple Valley, keep us ahead and keep us a quality community that, again, people want to live in, not have to live in. And we want to keep our community safe. That's number one. You see a lot of things happening on the news, and we want to keep our community and our kids safe. So please vote for Measure P.
Scott, thank you very much for sharing with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.
I love it.
No.
Hey, you know what? These episodes, working with candidates, is always amazing. You know what? Thank you for tuning in. I hope we gave you some insight about who these folks are. We try to hit all the candidates, but there's so many out there, and it's not that we left anybody out. We really made an effort to try to get everybody in here for it. Another thing I want to do is I want to thank the Greater High Desert Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to use this beautiful facility out here in Apple Valley, because this really made a big difference for us. By the way, please, if you haven't had a chance, please subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, because this allows these videos to get wider range of people so they can see them. The more the people that are involved with it, the more people that see this, the more people can help make their decisions. Hey, on behalf of myself, Eric Swanson, my technicians, and all the candidates, I want to thank you very much for tuning in this time, because you know what? This is a major thing. This is a big thing. We'll be voting this November 5th here. And these candidates are the ones we got to kind of keep an eye on and see which ones are going to be best for us. Stay tuned. We have more episodes coming, and you'll look for all these different candidate videos out there. There's a bunch of them. See you soon.
cent or 1 penny, however you want to interpret it,